Hi, I'm Thomas with Believe in the Run, and this is Under Armour Speed Tire Ascent Mid. The mid is this little cuff right here. I've only worn one trail shoe this year, and this is it. But it's the only one I needed. I had tried out the fat tire before. While it's a really cool shoe and felt really cool on, didn't really work for what I like in trail running. It's a little too heavy. I didn't feel so stable in the shoe, and it was a little wonky. Sliding this guy on, they really did a nice job of taking that inspiration from the fat tire, putting it into a faster shoe, a lower stack, this nice neoprene booty, boa closure, the Michelin Wild Gripper outsole, Micro G cushioning, 4.5 millimeter drop, and for my size 10.5, weighed 11.4 ounces. Which is, you think, a little heavy, but on the trails I always feel like the shoes run heavier. Anyways, you're not really getting the turnover that, at least I'm not really getting the turnover that I would get on the road. So I didn't mind the weight, and the shoe fit really well. I was really happy with it. I took it out for one 9-mile run just to do some trail runs to make sure the shoe fit and that it wasn't going to cut me up. And then I did a 50K in this shoe. The following, it was about 2 weeks later, ran the 50K in the shoe. And those are the only 2 runs I did in the shoe. I did have extra shoes there in case the speed tire let me down. But I got out there, I ran the shoe. I was amazed, it's pretty comfortable. And I do like shoes with the higher collar on it. They really mold to my foot and hold it in well. Especially with my narrow high arch foot, I feel like the collar comes up and just attaches the shoe to my foot and does a nice job of giving me a solid feel where it just feels like I have a midsole and outsole attached to my foot. I like that. The boa closure is the first time I've used a shoe with the boa closure. Worked great. I made the mistake the first run of cranking it down a little too tight, and I paid for it with a little foot discomfort. So you really don't have to crank it down really hard, and you see it's just pull it out. Yeah, if you want to see how it works, you'll pull out the disc, and that lets you adjust, and then when you're ready, you snap down the disc and just crank down the laces. And you can crank them down as much as you want. That would be too much. Again, pop it out, adjust. This little booty inside the Under Armour Speed Tire worked out great, held my foot in. There's a nice bit of padding on the heel counter as well. But during the 50K, this shoe held up really well. As a matter of fact, I only had one issue with my sock. I ended up having to run some of the miles without a sock in the shoe, and I didn't get any hot spots. I didn't get any blisters, and I ran about 10 miles with one shoe with a wet sock on, one shoe without a sock on, and no rubbing, no issues at all. The outsole worked out great for our conditions that day. We had dry single track, running through a field, a little stretch of road, and like cow path. I'm not sure there was enough traction on the shoe or enough cleat if we had had a really muddy day, but it worked out fine for the conditions we had, which were light mud, mostly dry conditions. I did not feel any jabbing or stabbing from any rocks or roots through the bottom of the shoe, so there was no issues with needing an additional rock plate or anything like that. One thing I did find interesting is most of the Under Armour shoes currently don't have a removable footbed, but this shoe does, so if you need to put an orthotic in it or adjust the shoe at all, you can. For my foot, being narrow, this toe box was actually pretty ample. It had more than enough room, I think, for a wide foot. It accommodated my foot fine, and the fit with the boa closure I thought was superb. Without trying a lot of trail shoes this year, I would recommend this shoe for the trails since it held up and protected my feet and helped me have a great race at the Hat 50K this year. Check it out. Under Armour Speed Tire Ascent Mid.